Hi guys, welcome to another video. It's 𝗗𝗶𝘀𝗰 here. Thanks for coming. As you can see, we are at 𝗬cie, and there is a plot twist because this is a business owned by a black British and a Ugandan lady. They are a couple. So today we want to share their story and get to let you know that we have you guys here in the continent, in Africa, in Uganda. So come along and let's get into the video. As you can see, we have this gentleman right here, but I will let him introduce himself. Welcome to the channel.
What's going on? My name is TJ and I'm the co-founder of the 𝗬cie shop.
I brought you to this channel because I usually call the people from the diaspora to come in Africa and find their way. It could be culture, it could be business, it could be relationship, it could be whatever, or tourism, or just basically coming in and understanding the continent itself. What made you want to come to the continent?
Multiple reasons. So I grew up in the UK, but my dad is Nigerian, and I spent the first 5 years of my life in Nigeria. There's things about African culture and Nigerian culture that I appreciate a lot, and those things I noticed, especially as I got older, I found missing in the British culture. Not to say the British culture is not good, there's plenty of good things. Overall, I think the West is on a decline. And I want to also follow what I think is Africa, which is rising. I was getting older, I didn't have a partner, and I was not finding the things that I was looking for in the UK. I find some parts not. And so I thought, you know, it's a big world out there, let me go and see if I can kill more than two birds, you know, with one stone. Can I find a partner? Can I find business success? Can I find a lifestyle? Can I find good weather? Can I find organic food? You know, can I turn away from some of the things that I think are not so good in the West? And that was how I kind of ended up being in this situation.
So now that you decided to come, like that thought to come in, what made you choose Uganda specifically? Like, did you go to Nigeria first because that's where your parents are from?
I've said this before publicly. It didn't go very well, but I'll tell you the truth. As someone that understands Nigeria, probably out of all the African countries, because of my, because I'm half Nigerian, I understand the culture. I didn't want to enter Nigeria. I didn't want to go there. Not that there's anything overall wrong, but I know that it can be a hostile environment. It can be an aggressive environment. Also, Nigeria is one of the most, it's advanced in many ways compared with some other African countries. And what that means is that 5 ideas that I might have, someone is already doing it in Nigeria. There's, you know, well-educated, well-traveled people there thinking of, you know, there's a tech hub, there's all these things happening. But I wanted to find a place where there's a lower barrier of problems that still need to be solved. Because when you solve problems, that's where your opportunity lies. So I looked at South Africa, I thought about Ghana, I thought, you know, I had many ideas, I thought about Kenya. So I met Medina. Basically, we started talking before I came to Uganda.
You met online?
Yes, we met online. I was impressed by her, and we immediately had a fast connection. We would talk about business a lot. We would talk about how to improve things, how to advance ourselves, the problems that we're trying to improve on, the things that we're trying to achieve. And it was just effortless, like things just clicked and aligned. I saw her business. She was already doing well. The issue that I saw was that the shoes that she was selling, all of the neighbors have the same shoes. So when someone drops the price, she also drops it. Yes. My idea from the outside was, well, if you have a shoe no one else has, then nobody can say, I can get this shoe somewhere else. So then you keep your price. I'm in a business group in the UK, and one of the guys called me up and he advised me, and I told him what I was doing. And he said, it will take you longer, but you should start a brand. You have, you know, the idea of improving the continent. What if you could pull it off and make a brand that the rest of the world can buy from Africa, that people can see, rather than just, you know, people don't realize Crocs is a brand. And this type of shoe is not a Croc. This is it has a specific type of shoe. It's called a EVA slipper. But we use the word croc because their brand covers covers the whole industry of this type of shoe. So what if there's an African version that people start to know?
Those are really nice, guys.
Thank you.
Are you seeing? It has like different shapes, different designs.
Right, African fabric.
This is African print.
Yeah.
This is African fabric, and I love it. Actually, when I saw her at the 𝗙𝗏𝗏 event, and she showed me the pictures, and this is different. I've not seen this anywhere else. Do you ship abroad?
We have a lot of actual problems dealing with that. We're trying to figure that out better. The truth is, infrastructure for shipping in Africa is either very expensive or it's not reliable. So yeah, we're working on all of those things. This is what I mean about the problems we need to fix. Yeah. The size of the United States as a continent, if you're on one side of the United States, they have the infrastructure to ship a pair of shoes to the other side. And we should be able to do that in Africa, not just with shoes, with anything. You know, you might find someone that's building something in another part of Africa. Wouldn't it be great if that person can benefit from the economy of the continent? So the more companies there are like us, right now we can ship into Kenya. We're trying to ship into Nigeria. I have connections there, of course, Ghana, things like that, and expand. So shipping is still an issue, even within Uganda. I've been through 2 different shipping companies, and one way or another we've had issues. They've let us down here and there. There's always one issue or another, and it's a combination of problems. First of all, you don't have the same level of banking structure. So payments is mobile money, it's cash. There's not the same level of online infrastructure. So the pressure is for deals to be done in person, which closes off, widening the market. It's not that it's not there, it's growing. It's growing. So, when you see more companies building, the demand grows, and then that infrastructure has to improve. And we're grateful for people like Jumia and, these big companies that are trying to make these things better in Africa. Did you get the idea from your partner, or you also wanted to try something else? Or you were like, she's already doing this and I can help us grow as a couple, as a brand, and we can expand ourselves? Yes, okay. It's a combination of things. This is where 2 perspectives can be powerful in Africa if you're a mixed couple like us. Because I have a European perspective, American perspective, she has the Ugandan perspective. So she knows the customer intimately. It's important to know the customer. And then what happens if we introduce some things that I see as efficient or new from outside? Will our customer like that? In America and in UK, but more so in America, and it's in fact in the African American community, customizing Crocs is a massive industry. There's these ladies, they have massive YouTube channels where they teach you how to customize Crocs. But I knew about this, and I kind of started putting it together. What can we do? Can we customize? What can we do? So then what I found is those ladies, it's very labor intensive. So for example, with something like this, those ladies are just one small businesses. So they will add all of the rhinestones, all of the diamonds one by one. So I was like, what if we can take that idea and make a process like more of a factory process? So I spent, 2-3 months buying shoes, trying to figure out ways we can make them. And I've come up with all of these designs, how to do them, how to make them long lasting, how to make them durable. So once I started doing that and I was showing her, she was like, Uganda's never seen this before. If we put this together with what I'm doing, it's going to be something interesting. So that's kind of how we did it. And now we have a workshop. We have some staff, and I trained them all on these designs. And then we expanded into bags and accessories also. Women are buying heels with matching bags. But this is now a more casual option, more and more, right? So why not have bags matching the shoes? This is interesting, guys. Or even this is so cute. I love this. And this is empowering people here. You got the African fabrics. You can source your fabrics here, right? other styles. We try to
Amazing.
right. So these
Guys, my birthday is soon. I need a gift from 𝗬cie.
this it took me 8 or 9 months to get quality that I would say is up what you would expect in Europe.
Yeah.
Like you could take this to Europe and put this in a shop and sell it. What I found is I would work with a workshop, I would work with a designer, I'd work with somebody. They wouldn't do a very good job, and I would say, can you improve this? It's good enough. You sell it like that.
Yeah.
You know, this kind of mentality. That's also an advantage here. Too many workers, people, builders, you know, tradesmen. The ones that are successful, you see all these people driving Mercedes in Africa and all of that. It's because they do things excellent. Okay, there's corruption, I know. But when you talk about business, people in business, the ones that do things correctly to the best of their standards rise to the top. And everyone else thinks, how can I get cheapest? And how can it be good enough? Not the best. So we want the best. And when you have the best,
you get the clients, of course. Yeah.
If we copied the same business model as all of our neighbors, we wouldn't get any attention. Because there's nothing new, there's nothing different. They don't have a brand, for example, right? So these are concepts I was trying to instill in from the outside that I know work. And you know, this is adding to our success.
What dynamic have you faced doing business here? Yes, you've talked about the corruption, of course. That's like something we know in Africa. You've talked about how people are not serious with like doing business. If it's good enough for them, it should be okay to sell. What have you really faced in terms of doing like the business itself here with the people, the locals, and you, even with your people as well? Yeah, do you get the support that you need?
It's a double-edged sword being a foreigner and trying to do business. The first difficulty is people try to price gouge you. So fabric, when I first came, I said we need African fabric. I was paying 4 or 5 times the price at first, until you eventually find the real price, right? And people try to take advantage in all kinds of ways. Even till now, there's some chemicals we use, there's products we use. Last week, I found I'd been paying double the price on a particular thing that we've been using for months. So it's frustrating. I also went to look for different suppliers one time, and a guy said, "You're white, you're from a colonialist country, and you cannot bargain here. You, as a white, can't be in Africa and negotiate. You've already taken too much from the continent, right? So you must pay our price." Right? Not knowing, so not understanding, first of all, I'm mixed. My dad grew up in a village with no shoes. You know, like it's in my blood also. So I face kind of some assumptions about who I am, what I am. But then also the other side is positive. People see me in the shop, say, this must be quality, right? It's white, it's European. You know, this guy has standards. This guy, you know, guys, if we want to wear something good, we can go to them because, you know, they're bringing Western and mixing it with the African, and they like it also. So I'll never complain about my situation. Where I find my advantage, I take it. And where I get my disadvantage, that's life. Fair enough. That's the way it goes.
You're enjoying a little bit of the privilege.
Yes, I'll take it.
Have you faced some racism? Have you seen like that kind of treatment from people, like the way it is where you're from, like in Europe?
I was taught about racism by my father. My father came over to UK in the 70s, married a white woman, and he faced what I would call racism, where people directly call you a nigger or go back to Africa, you go back to your mud hut, this kind of thing. I saw him being racially abused, and when I was younger, we lived in a place where there wasn't any black people. By the way, in the UK, I'm black, right? I'm treated as black, so I faced direct racism, being called a monkey, this kind of thing. When coming to Africa, I think that there's more racism here.
Yeah. Really?
Yes. Intertribal racism.
Interesting.
Intertribal racism. You may both be black, but you can hate each other. I know it in Nigeria very well. It's in the politics. You go into an office and the people will say, if you're from this tribe, you get promoted. If you're not from this tribe, you don't get promoted.
Is that the kind of racism you're facing here?
The racism I face is just people will say, you're stealing my black women, or you're white, you have money, right?
Is that really racism or classism?
When someone tells you because you're white, you shouldn't negotiate. That's racism. When someone has a label for you, you know, you'll have the power to choose how you accept those situations. I prefer to treat every situation as an individual situation. So it's not that Africans are racist, that African is racist. Because there's plenty over here that are not. And I'll just work with the people that work with me. And I'll say, and also, there's a lot of suffering here. If you ever cut yourself or you hurt yourself, do you think you make your best decisions when you're in pain?
No.
When you're suffering?
No.
You don't have good judgment. You be, you know, or like if you're hungry, you can just snap at your partner like, and you know, I'm just tired, I'm hungry. People are living in perpetual suffering in Africa. They don't have time to make good judgment on, this guy, is he mixed race, is he da. They just say what they want. Let me not worry about that. Maybe they'll get a chance to come out of their situation. They can make a better judgment in life. The labels are what you give the power to the label. So, okay, I'm a nigger, fine, or I'm a Muzungu, or whatever, fine. But look at what we're producing. Look at you know how I'm treating your people. You know, look at how I'm treating your woman that I stole it. Like look at the people I employ. You know, I'm putting into the economy. I'm working. I've got my sleeves rolled up. It's not easy to come to another country and start something. Especially here in Africa, man, things don't work the way they do in Europe. So it's not for the faint-hearted. And I don't know. I get passionate about the racism stuff because, trust me, I've seen it on that side. I've seen it on this side, and it's the same evil. It doesn't help anybody.
Don't expect that you're going to come and be received with flowers and people kneeling down to you because, you know, you're back in the motherland. No, people have stress here. People have their own issues on their head. People have problems. So just come and fit in where you're able to and connect with the people that are able to work with you. So now coming from that, have you seen the cultural shocks? What cultural shocks really have you experienced or seen?
Big and small. There's all sorts of things. Ugandans, for example, that's yes. Is this?
Did they see?
That's yes.
Do it again so they understand.
Right. So I'm doing something and I need to know this thing is what it is because it's business, it's whatever. So is that right? No. I need a yes. So I know for sure. Did you really mean yes or no? Or like, you know, so I struggle with this kind of thing. Like, you know, what's the price? Is it this? And I'm like, no. Is that the price or not? Or is that a yes? So that's a small one. You can learn those things. I would say driving is similar, maybe a touch worse in Lagos, but it's dangerous on the roads in its own way, in the way people drive.
Scary.
Yeah, but people drive actually smart here in their own way. Because if there is no adherence to the signs and the lights and things like that, they still manage, like all the bikes just like come together and go through. It's interesting to watch, right?
But it's not safe. We need to do better.
People don't have detailed explanation and language. I go to a shop and I want to buy something for a particular purpose. Hi, is this a size 7? I mean, it's you see that we have sizes. No, but is this one a size 7? About somehow. We had an electrician.
Yeah.
We can all kill ourselves here with the shock. Do you or do you not know what the problem is? I will fix it. You know, like this kind of thing. No.
Someone told me that Ugandan people don't have no in their mouth. We are people pleasers. So instead of saying no to something that you're not able to do it, you say okay and then you don't do it. Instead of saying I don't know how to do this, you like say yes I'll fix it, but you don't know and you don't do it. Instead of saying I'm not going to come, you're like yeah I'll be there. You don't show up.
Yeah.
So we don't like. I think that's something that because I work with black people and white people,
Yes.
and those are the things that they also told me. Like it's hard for them to understand a yes and a no sometimes, especially a no from us. And also when they like, I don't know if you've experienced this. Like you go to ask, like you say, how much is the shoe? Try on, we'll figure it out.
Yes.
How much is the shoe? No, try on and then we'll talk. So those
Yeah.
kind of things, I don't know if you faced them.
I face them like my staff. Sometimes they won't tell me their true opinion. I need to know your opinion. You see things I don't see.
Yeah.
And I want to know the truth, not what you think will make me happy. Which color is better, red or blue? I don't know. No, red or blue. Because I like the red. Yes, I was going to say the red. The red one is the nicer one. No, because you know, tell me the truth. They think that they're being polite, and it's actually you've never been shown how to be confident.
Yes. Yeah.
Be confident. I want you to. Maybe one day you'll have your own workshop. You'll have your own let's have confidence. You don't have to look at the floor because the boss is here. Be confident. Boss, this design you made, maybe for you like it, but me, if it was red, it would be much better.
Yeah.
Then I can look and say, yeah, maybe he's right. You know. And so I tell my staff, speak loudly, put your head up, tell me with confidence what it is. I'm not going to be angry if you tell me the truth. What frustrates me is just when I leave to go back to UK and I come back, I find that some standards have
gone down. Yeah.
So I'll come with two ideas. What is the problem that you're having, that you're facing? Because maybe I can fix this problem. If it's a problem for you, it's a problem for me. For example, a guy came to me and he said, you said that because if I have a problem, I can tell you, I said, yes, that's the problem. He's so scared to tell me the problem. You know what the problem is? On Fridays, he wants to pray.
Yeah.
And it's like, go and pray. I want you to pray.
Yeah.
He's a Muslim.
Yeah.
Go and pray, please. Yeah. You will work better if you have your prayer. Enjoy your prayer. Come back afterwards. It's not even a problem. He's making it a big problem in his mind. So I want you to have the confidence. So I want to touch people and give them the confidence. Because in UK, they'll tell you, no, I don't like this boss. Should be red. They'll tell you.
Yeah. We did a video of me and Esther at Uganda, and we talked about how African children, the culture breaks us, and I usually say this, we are raised to be slaves in Africa. Whether you hate me, guys, I am so strong on that. Why? Because we are not allowed to express ourselves. When I say that, people are like, oh, you're trying to bash your culture. No. And sometimes another person comes and is like, why are you too bold? Especially as a girl. Be calm. So we are raised to be yes. And the same thing I've said, we don't say no because we are people pleasers. And it's just not okay. Like the culture thing is also, it's not okay. It needs to be fixed. Yes, people say African culture is African culture, but I think it's colonial culture. We morphed to assimilate to cope with the colonial rules that it came out to be our culture now, which is not okay. It's just not fine. And I'm so glad that it's a person from abroad saying it, because if we say it, it's like we are bashing our culture. But if a person from abroad is like, someone can't even ask for prayer, it's that bad, really. And it's not okay. Yeah.
It will break my heart if I see someone with potential, they don't reach it because they don't.
Can't speak up.
Yeah, the speaking is more about the confidence in themselves.
What have you experienced? Because you are in a relationship with a Ugandan woman, our beautiful melanin girl. What have you faced, being in a relationship with her? Like, how is it going?
It's definitely a different experience to dating someone in the UK. I wouldn't say that it's necessarily better or worse. For someone, it works better in UK. For someone, it will work better here. But what I'll say is high level of respect, which is very much welcome. Although there's a rising group of young women that are buying into Western cultural dating ideas. What can I say? Hoe culture. I just did a video on my channel on the 𝗬cie shop. Girls that are like watching girls on Instagram and saying, okay, the path to success in life is finessing men and getting money out of guys. That's always been there. There's always a percentage of women that behave like that. But it's becoming glamorized in Africa. And I'm seeing it here. When you avoid those ones and you find a genuine person that has African values, I would say that the respect is very high. The willingness to be a team player is very high. They want you to be a man. They want you to be masculine in your role. And they expect you. They demand it of you. So this kind of responsibility is placed on you, or the emphasis of that responsibility is raised at a higher standard. Whereas in the UK, it's like it's there, but it's not kind of discussed. It's kind of just there. Like, you should be a successful guy, you should be a provider, but it's not kind of as explicit. And here it's like, no, it's your job to do that. You do that. You're a man, you're expecting, and it works both ways, because she'll also say, well, it's my job to do this. You don't need to do that. Just make sure you handle this, and this, and we're good. So I would just say I've had a great experience, and I would bring it down to the individual level. You find someone you can be comfortable with in yourself. That's what you need, and that's what we have.
What advice would you give to, like, the fellow men or women, because I don't want to exclude, let's include everybody, the black women in Europe, in the Caribbean, in America, as well as the men? What do you encourage them if they are planning to come into the continent, and also what to expect?
Okay, let's tackle women first. If you're a woman that wants to come to Africa to date, I would say that you need to have a certain level of caution, because the truth is that the old school mentality of how to be a man is still very much strong here. And if you're used to getting in a guy's face, telling him like this, I'm telling you, like, you'll get yourself boxed in the face quickly if you're not careful in this place. Those games don't work here. And so if you're coming here today, I'm not saying don't come, and I'm not discouraging you.
And we're not promoting violence.
And we're not promoting violence at all. But you have to know that it is a different world, and the rules that apply over there do not apply over here. Africa is, first of all, massively diverse. From west to east to south, massively diverse. Cultures differ massively. So think about coming, exploring, seeing if it can work for you before you have the idea that it's going to work, that's where I need to be. If you're a guy coming, these girls are coming for your money. They're coming to take everything they can from you. And so you need to find genuine women. And you can find them. Genuine women are out here. They're going to give you the love and affection and respect that you want and you need. And I think it's just a little bit easier for men, the dynamics of the culture in Africa. So when you meet a woman, you need to be very careful. My story is a fairy tale story. It's not necessarily how it's going to work for you. And you need to come and see it for yourself, be on the ground, test the person's character. When you see red flags, accept it's a red flag, because there's a lot of big nyash here that I know you want. See the red flag for what it is and don't get mesmerized by all the physical stuff that you see. There's nyash everywhere here. And, you know, you have to still think with your mind, not with the man down there.
I like that. Keep that in mind, my people.
I like the food here. Everything in the UK, even organic, is usually tampered with, right? And I'm becoming increasingly aware. I think most people are becoming increasingly aware that from chicken to even if it's not in a processed package, even if it's just an apple or a fruit, you're worried that this thing has got drugs in it or, you know, hormones in it or something in it. So here, you know, her mum sends food from the farm that we know they picked themselves.
Nice.
The markets have fresh food, natural food, you know, things that are going to help you live a full, long, healthy life. And so I'm very much embrace that. Also, food is a bit cheaper here for me than it would be. Depending on what you buy. If you buy KFC, it's more expensive. But and things like chicken, it doesn't taste the same. You know, the chicken here has lived and walked and moved. So the muscles, you know, you bite into it, you can feel it's a lean animal. The ones in UK, they're just so soft and jelly-like. It's because they never walked. They just sit in a thing. They inject them with things to make them grow big. So those differences. I mean, I just eat fruit and meat and good. You know.
That's nice. Can you share a little bit of your cost of living here, and then we'll wrap up?
Okay. I started with my cost of living like maybe 1,000, maybe somewhere near $2,000 a month when I first came here. It's because you don't know anything. You just go to the Airbnb. You don't know, right? And then as I have this partner and I've reduced my cost way down. I live, I think, under $1,000 a month. I mean, rent, food, transport, phone bill, internet, like every bill under $1,000. Now, housing, unfurnished versus furnished, big difference. You can save so much if you buy your own stuff, but that is only for someone that's going to be here long term. If you buy your own fridge, bed, you know, furniture and stuff, you can actually spend maybe a few $1,000s on that, but the saving you'll make long term is massive. You're talking less than half price for non-furnished versus furnished, from what I see. And you can come humbly. You can spend $200 a month if you're willing to live humbly and build yourself. Go to 500. You don't have to just come and live in Monyonyo or some Kololo or somewhere like that. You can come live humbly. You know, I would recommend if you come, do not go below anywhere that doesn't have a gated thing as a foreigner. Be somewhere that's gated. We have a gated place, but we don't live in the most luxury place. We're building our life, and our business expenses way outrank our living expenses. So I'd say business is the thing that will cause you the financial issue. If you have a little bit of income from the West, can live. And live nicely.
All right. I love the advice you've given. It's really interesting, and I hope it has inspired some of you guys. That I always encourage you to come and date people that are actually in the continent and doing it, because this is amazing. I've not seen anything like this anywhere in Kampala, like at all. So
talk to us. You know how many people I spoke to, reached out to YouTubers, reached out to people on social media when I was doing my research, when I was coming. People that have done the journey before me were happy to share information. So reach out to people, do your research, contact, see what, you know, people want to help, they want to see the continent rise. And if you're going to come and add to the continent, they want to help.
So guys, this is the beautiful lady, and do you want to say anything to the viewers?
I just have to tell them that I love them too much.
Okay, we love you too. Thank you so much for helping him as well as him helping you out. Like, this is the dynamic I always talk about. When you come, there's people that are genuine. Like, she was genuine. She has a business, and it also helps. They are starting their life. You don't have to live luxurious unless you want to and you can afford. So, and in case you're there and you want to also share your story, let us know. Me and Esther will be glad to be at your doorstep. It can be at your job, it can be at your office, wherever you want. Contact us if you are in Uganda. Let us know. We want to share your stories because we want people to understand that you guys exist and you are here doing it big and doing stuff and giving employment. He's employing people. There's 𝗬cie𝗂𝗍𝗲 is employing people. There's someone I met at the event of 𝗬𝗍𝗲. They are there employing people, having jobs. So we are doing it and we want Africa to grow. Yeah, so check them out at
The 𝗬cie shop. Just check us out on YouTube.
yeah.
We're trying to grow that right now.
On social media as well.
We are the same, the 𝗬cie shop, on
Okay.
all handles.
And please support the 𝗬cie shop if you are in Kenya. Say you want to. Yeah.
We're expanding to Kenya, Nigeria, but right now we're in Uganda, Buganda Road, downtown, near Coffee Tower. Everybody knows it.
Yeah, find us. Thanks, guys, for watching. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Subscribe. Their links will be in the bio. Bye.
Oh, me.